So we ended up discussing on crop rotation, and we said as a student, when you're revising, you need to know the definition of crop rotation. You need to know the principles of crop rotation. You need to know the advantages of crop rotation. And also, you need to know the disadvantages of crop rotation. Now, at the end, you must also be able to draw or design a crop rotation system. And we said you should be able to know the alternating crops that one has to use when dealing with crop rotation. So this involves having to know the nutrient utilization of each crop. Now, moving on, we are dealing with rainfall as an environmental factor on agricultural activities. Welcome to our lecture. My name is Mafungazo Fayo. I'll be taking you through this session. So for all your tutorials and online services, you can contact me on +263 782 108 484. So +263 782 108 484. Now let's look into rainfall as an environmental factor on agricultural activities. Rainfall is the most important environmental factor that affects agriculture in Zimbabwe, and it is received from the atmosphere in different forms such as raindrops, mist, hail, or fog, and in some areas it comes in the form of snow. So here in Zimbabwe we receive raindrops, mist, hail, or fog. So rainfall is a natural source, right? It is the natural source of soil moisture for plant growth and replenishes water in water bodies, which is used for various farming activities such as irrigation. So rainfall is therefore very important in agriculture, which means it plays a key role in agriculture. Now, rainfall activities or rainfall dictates activities that can be carried on an area. Low rainfall areas in Zimbabwe practice cattle ranching. These areas include Matabeleland as it receives low rainfall. So remember the natural regions that you did in Form 1. So areas receiving high rainfall can practice crop rotation as well as livestock production in specialized or diversified farming systems. Now, the important aspects of rainfall include that rainfall is important for agriculture, and its distribution, its effectiveness, reliability, and intensity determine agricultural activities. So rainfall distribution refers on to how the rainfall is spread throughout a particular area, time, or season. And in Zimbabwe, the distribution of rainfall is made our nation to be divided into different natural regions, which receive different type of rainfall, and its effectiveness and its reliability, its intensity. So based on the distribution, the effectiveness, the reliability, and the intensity, our nation has been divided into natural regions. So rainfall distribution is the aspect used to determine whether the cropping season is good or bad. So when rainfall is well spread throughout the crop or crop growing season, then the season will be a good season. Rainfall therefore should occur at regular intervals during the rainy season or during the cropping season. So when rainfall is concentrated in one part of the season while the other part has little or no rainfall, such a season will be poor. So you should be able to define graphical presentation of seasons with a well-distributed rainfall and a season with a poorly distributed rainfall. So you should be able to know and then explain the distribution of that rainfall. Now, rainfall distribution varies in Zimbabwe because of the natural characteristics of the environment, such as the altitude, the relief, and the vegetation. For example, in the eastern highlands of Zimbabwe, such as Chipinge, Chimanimani, Nyanga, Vumba, and Mutare, rainfall received there is generally high and well distributed. This enables the farmers in that area to practice coffee, tea, and food production, which cannot be practiced in areas with poor rainfall distribution. Again, the mountainous areas makes it more suitable to practice this type of production, fruit, tea, and coffee production in the eastern highlands. Now, in the eastern lowveld and Matabeleland rainfall they received is very low and then tends to be poorly distributed. Therefore, in those areas, farmers tend to practice more of cattle ranching than crop production. Now, let's look at the effectiveness. Now, distribution, remember, it's how the rainfall is spread. But what is effectiveness? So on effectiveness, we are looking at the amount of rainfall which is available as soil moisture for crop growth. So heavy downpours can easily be lost as runoff and therefore will not be effective. Light showers, they are more effective for crop growth as most of the rainfall will infiltrate in the soil, adding to soil moisture. When you are looking at this, the high evaporation rate makes rainfall ineffective, while low evaporation rate, for example, during cloudy weather, helps rainfall to be effective. So factors such as terrain, that is the shape of the land, vegetation cover, farming practices, and soil type affect the rainfall effectiveness. Now moving on from effectiveness, we go on to reliability. So what is reliability and how does it affect rainfall effectiveness? Now, reliability refers to how regular rainfall occurs seasonally or yearly in amounts normal to the area. Rainfall reliability considers the line or the time when rains start to fall, distribution, and amount. So rainfall follows the time that it is expected. So reliable rainfall will then follow the time it is expected and is well distributed throughout the season and falls in sufficient quantities which can sustain crop growth. When rainfall is not reliable, dry spells are more frequent and drought occurs, resulting in crop failure. So rainfall may fall too early or too late, and the total annual rainfall